labor, and the expression of worth.
Driver, step out of your vehicle.
Remember that one time you pulled me over when you were a police officer?
No, I wouldn't. No way.
Yeah, you're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But see.
Hi, my name's Trav, and I've been traveling. To the ones whose brokenness demanded attention, may you sing out the dreams of the people. This is my brother. He took his own life about 2.5 years ago. I'm trying to have the conversation now that him and I couldn't have. Lost more than found.
Clutch. Oh man, you got gears?
As you wish. For my entire life, there has been this question that has driven me relentlessly. This one question has pushed and pulled on me, possibly more than any other. It was a question that was presented to me first through my father. And I believe that my dad had to ask me this question because it was the same question that had been driving him. Here it is. What is wrong with you? It looks like a question, doesn't it? It has that squiggly symbol at the end there that indicates that it's an interrogative. And certainly does qualify as an inquiry. And as you may know, I love inquiries. I'm curious by nature. Thank God. Curiosity. What a beautiful human quality. God bless all of us who have passed down our generational suffering to our children. I count myself among those broken ones. God bless the children who have suffered because of the hurt that is so deep and so unconscious in their parents. This question, what is wrong with you? It's not just a question, is it? It's actually an accusation, isn't it? What I have discovered is this. When one of our most foundational life questions is also an accusation, we may suffer deeply. What's wrong with you?
I found a crossing place just down the stream, my friend.
Let me tell you what's wrong with you. This accusation is a main ingredient in the recipe for people-pleasing, codependency, and self-hate. When one is unconsciously driven by this question, the results are catastrophic, annihilating. I'm a lifelong fan of the movie The Princess Bride. It's a story about a farm boy who falls in love with a beautiful woman. The beautiful woman orders him around, and to her every order, the farm boy replies simply, "As you wish." Finally, the woman realizes that when the farm boy is saying to her, "As you wish," what he is really saying is, "I love you." It truly is a beautiful thing to serve the ones we love, is it not? To do things for others, to expand our efforts past service of our individuated self, service to others, service to a friendship, service to a group. This is foundational to the cooperative and creative human experience, is it not? And oftentimes, true care is expressed in what we do for others. "As you wish," said the farm boy to the one he loved. And eventually she realized that he was actually saying, "I love you." The poor farm boy leaves his love to make his fortune, and his journey eventually leads him to become the most feared pirate that was ever known to the sea, a brutal, merciless, murdering pirate. "As you wish." These are the words that sounded so sweet in the ears of the beautiful woman. As you wish. The words that the one-day dreaded pirate would use to express his love. As you wish. Service to others. How do we serve our fellow human being? Do we serve others by surrendering our will to them? How do we serve rightly? Do we love by sacrificing our own will? Is obedience how we show others that we love them? And if so, how far does that obedience go? Love and surrender. I am often quite malleable. I like to go along. I'm curious about others, and often I discover new things about myself by participating in the activities that other people prefer. You might say I'm a chameleon. I can change colors, blend into my surroundings sometimes. I'm a sponge, soaking up new experience. I allow myself to be changed by new relationships and circumstances. It's part of my creation process. It's how I learn. It's how I grow. And there's more to understand about all that shape-shifting that I just mentioned. Have you heard stories about slaves who adopt the religious beliefs of their captors? And how about the violent colonizers who fall in love with the colonized, mixing culture, traditions, and gene pools? As you wish. How do we come to understand the heart of true love? It seems quite confusing, doesn't it? We are flexible creatures. It's one of the great strengths of humanity. We are incredibly adaptable. As you wish. I attended 2 years of couples counseling with my first wife. It was in that counseling room that I came to understand how all the as you wishing that I had done was not my deepest expression of love. I was compromised. We were compromised. And one way that I can describe that compromise is in terms of the accusational question that I spoke of earlier. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Curiosity is wonderful. Literally, a sense of wonder, I believe, is synonymous with the divine experience. Flexibility is essential. Adaptability is imperative and innately part of who we are as biological creatures. We are survivors. If we are taken into captivity, we can find meaning in the religion of our captors. We may even come to experience as slaves depths of our captors' religion that they could not know. The story of Moses and the Israelites inspired African slaves to make their run north in the United States. Isn't that simultaneously both terrifying and fascinating and wonderful? What's wrong with us? But wait, is that the right question to be asking ourselves? There are so many ways we could answer that question today. What's wrong with us? Why do we murder one another? Why do we hate? Why do we enslave one another? Why do we use one another like this? How many ways now can we describe our shared illness? How many lies have we told ourselves? And how do we untangle our souls from the genocide and the slavery? There are so many problems now. Surely it is important to understand what is wrong with us. In fact, that must be why I am writing these words now, as I sit here just before dawn in my little white van on the Pacific coast, a broken man, an annihilated man, a man who has been grasping, trying to regain some footing in this world in which I have often felt so weak, possibly one caricature of what is so wrong with all of us, my weakness. I am a man who has explored that question to my exhaustion. What is wrong with me? Sometimes I still cry out in agony. Why am I so weak? Why am I so stupid? Why can't I figure this out? Why did all my best efforts end in such failure? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why don't I fit in? How come I don't have a place? And with this question as my driving force, there have been many well-meaning people who have tried to help me understand what is wrong with me. And I, being the malleable character that I am, have listened. It's been very painful, but I have listened to every one of you who has felt so free to try and help me to understand myself in terms of lack, insufficiency. I have listened. I have studied. I have done your will, hoping that the next time I said, "as you wish," I would find my own true love. I was obedient. So many times I listened to you, and I did what you said. And yet, here I am, a demoralized, feared, and sometimes hated man. After 50 years of as you wishes, and all my attempts to repent for my lack, my weakness, my sad insufficiency, I must now devote myself to another path. I will be unraveled from this shame. I will be liberated from these fear-based control mechanisms. I cannot any longer, in any fashion, be yoked to these accusations. I am liberated. And I love you. I will always love you. I hold nothing against you. I know that you too have been lost in this human condition. We've all been lying to ourselves, and the lies we were born into have been clouding our vision. I know that you did not intend to perpetuate this hurt in me. I release you to your part of the process. After attending 2 years of couples counseling with my first wife, I knew what I had to do. Well, I knew what I needed to do before, but the counseling, it gave me a context in which to do it. We need a separation, I said to my first wife, as we sat there together in our counselor's office. Our time in therapy had helped me come to understand how all my efforts to please my wife, as you wish, had been rooted in that deep accusation which was contained in that hurtful question, "What's wrong with you?" We need a separation, I said. I've talked with our friend John, I said. I'm going to move across the street with him. This is for us, I said. I believe this is what we need. I truly believe this is for us. I truly believe this is what we need. I do not know where my emotions end and yours begin. I need to find something in myself. Carol's response in that moment came to represent exactly what I needed to discover in myself. She began calling me names. Traitor, liar, son of a bitch, you motherfucker. She spewed all the venom that she normally kept so well hidden. She spewed right there in front of Carrie, our counselor. She vomited up all of her personal hurt. Not literally. No literal vomit came from her mouth. We're never coming back here, she said. We're done with counseling. And that's the last time we made that 2-hour drive to Lubbock for couples counseling. You know what I said? As you wish. As you wish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As you wish. But I went back by myself one last time. As I sat there with Carrie, our couples counselor, one last time, I asked him my famous question. Carrie, what's wrong with me? What's going on with us? Give it to me straight, man. Tell me what I need to hear. You've been watching us for 2 years. You've been listening to us. Give me some insight into who I am, into who we are, into what I need to do. Trav, he said, you are not nearly as sick as you think you are. That's what Carrie said. Sometimes we tell the stories that we have to tell just to survive. We can even turn the religion of our captors into our own run for freedom. I cannot blame my ex-wife for my suffering. Absolutely not. We were two deeply wounded people who were doing the best we could to cope with our own deep fears and insecurities. We both did the best we could. I believe that. We were both waking up from our own accusations. We were both taught that shame was love, and we were doing the best that we could to raise 3 children. We did not want to pass down our pain to those 3 beautiful human beings, but I know we did. And I pray, for their sake, that they can find forgiveness in their hearts for their mother and I both. May these words be a prayer for all of us. May these words be a prayer for everyone who is lost in their own shameful accusations. May these words be a prayer for everyone who is hurting today. I give thanks for all of our ancestors, all those on whose shoulders we stand. I wish you the best and the deepest. May we conserve all the wisdom that came forth from our time together, and may we be liberated by the great spirit of love. I can no longer try to fix myself for anyone. I can no longer live like something is wrong with me. We are free. We are free. We are free. Selah.
As you